Hi, my name is Sohini and I will be talking about my project on illuminated or dynamic arts. The goal of this project is to create traditional art on a dynamic background that will allow it to transform manually. In this setting specifically, I aim to create a natural foreground and transform the background into various stages of the day. I also created a more abstracted painting to try out different styles. My main materials were plastic transparent boards, an LED strip, an Arduino, and various other wires. My first step was to create a script to have the LEDs glow in a rainbow pattern to allow me to test out lots of different backgrounds. I then tried out a sectioned pattern to represent different times of the day, specifically sunrise, sunset, and evening. Once my LED strip was working, I was able to place the plastic sheet in front of it as a type of dynamic canvas. I taped the LED strip in a grid fashion to allow me to create an even light source. My next step was to begin painting. I used gouache as I was most comfortable with it for landscapes, but I did have to prime my boards with gouache primer. Gouache is also not completely opaque, so this painting required lots of layers, which I show here. I decided to go for a lavender scene because I painted a similar one on a smaller scale that I really liked. I also felt it would look nice with the 3 times of the day that I selected. Here I'm showing more of the detail work going into creating so many layers for the painting. The most important thing to keep in mind for me while doing this was to consider how the painting looked when illuminated from behind, as any lighter or transparent portions would be slightly colored by the lighting, which allowed me to create a more realistic and integrated look. Here I demonstrate placing my completed background against the rainbow background. This allowed me to check which colors worked best with the painting. I then decided to try a more abstract and floral portrait of a woman inspired by another artist. I decided to use acrylic with a palette knife as I had no experience with the knife, but the acrylic would allow me to create opaque and textured layers very easily. I created very three-dimensional effects using the palette knife, which helped make sure the light did not go through, but it did scrape off easily from the plastic. Here's a close-up of the painting after this. I was pretty pleased with how using the palette knife it turned out, but it was patchy where the knife scraped off some paint. Here I started assembling the actual board. I used cardboard and Velcro on the corners to be able to change out the paintings, as shown here. Here's the final product. As you can see, the painting is firmly attached to the back, and once we look closer, we can see that it is connected using this padding of cardboard to the grid, and the lights are taped here as well. The times of the day that I coded also switch from sunrise to sunset and then to evening after this one. My last step was to create transitions between all the times of the day, and then I was done.